Okay, hi, this is Alex Sebastian, and today we are here to talk about Merchant Navy. I have with me Sumeet Juvatkar. He's my best friend and he's also in Merchant Navy. So why today are we making this video? So because we have been promoted, we have cleared our class 4 exams. So officially we are now 4th engineer in Merchant Navy. Okay, so why now? The question is because we would like to share our journey, like starting में कैसे था, कैसे join किया, and exams कैसे गए. Like we'll talk about everything, and this is going to be a raw conversation between us. So I hope that the person who is trying to join Merchant Navy, or for this is for the people who are trying to join or pursue this career, you would get to learn a few things from us. Okay, and I think we are credible enough to share this at this point right now. Okay, so we have a couple of parameters that we are going to talk about. The first thing is cadetship, the second is first time on board, the third is the expectations, the fourth is of course the mistakes that happens on board. Like being a cadet, you make a lot of mistakes on board, that's how you learn, right? The fifth is the feeling of signing off is like the best feeling in the world, so we would like to discuss about that. And the sixth and the most important thing, that is your class 4 competency exams. Okay, so this is going to be a raw conversation between two friends, and so yeah, let's begin. Okay, so the first point that we are going to talk about is cadetship. So let's talk about that, and let's start with Sumeet Juvatkar. So the first question here, we have made a couple of list of questions that we would like to share. The first question is, what was it like to go back to college again?
So just like everyone, we completed our BE Mechanical Engineering, and it was time for us to be marine engineers. So we just joined this GME 1-year course, after which we officially became marine engineers. It was very tough at the beginning because we both worked in shore industries, and as we know that the Merchant Navy colleges, they are very disciplined in their way of teaching. So it was just a transition. Like I was on a 9 to 5 job just like him, and suddenly we were told to wake up at 7 o'clock, assemble, fall in, and then all those daily activities, parades and all we used to do. That was a very hectic situation for us, but like everybody, we just adjusted to it. Like it hardly took us 10 days, I think. So people adjust all the time.
See, I totally agree with him. Like I was also working in an IT company, and coming to this field, see, normal Merchant Navy is like a different experience altogether. Once you join a Merchant Navy college, it picks up rules from Indian Navy basically. So we are strict enough, we have discipline and everything. So I totally agree with him. The only point is, like, you get out of your comfort zone and then you go back to studying. It takes a toll on you. Like it's not that easy to go back to studying again. Once you get money into your hands and you have to study again, it's kind of a difficult thing. I hope you'll agree with that too. So yeah, the experience in college is good because the most fun part about college was the hostel. We had so much fun in hostel, and for me this was the first time in hostel, and I enjoyed a lot. So yeah, that's it. Like you will get to see a lot of things in Merchant Navy colleges, plus you'll form that disciplinary thing in you, and we'll talk about that later. Let's move on to the second question. Do grades matter? What do you think?
Of course grade matters. Like we won't disclose you the company we are working for, but in our company there are less ships, so it depends like who gets the ship first. So according to that, I think if your grades are good, obviously you will be preferred over other candidates. So yeah, I think grades do matter, but having said that, you should focus on practical aspects of the teaching. Not only restrict yourself to theoretical things, because in the ship only practical comes to use, and what is taught on the ship is completely different from what they teach you in colleges. So anyway, let's move on to the next question.
But yeah, the thing is, yes, we totally pointed it out, right? The grades do matter. The thing is कि क्या grades अच्छा आने से you will get the ship fast. That's the whole point. You bring up good grades. The knowledge is the main aspect, but the thing is, it's going to give you the shift faster. So he was the first ranker in the college, so he got the shift first, right? And उसके बाद मेरे को मिला. So from the experience, yes, grades do matter, and you need to focus on the knowledge. I'm really sorry about the noise. Just try to adjust, okay? Yeah, the third point we have is the attitude. Like I'll let Sumit talk about the attitude because college में history था थोड़ा बहुत.
As a cadet, we always expect high things from the ship that we are joining, you know, like suddenly like we have all these qualities of a captain or something, and with those qualities if you come on the ship all they'll do is make you mop, you know what I'm saying. You should be open to learning new things, you know, in ship. So yeah, I'm not saying don't do parades, don't be disciplined, all that is useful, but in the long run I think you should be open to learning new things. Like and not only restrict yourself to, you know, the bookish stuff. Like it's very practical over there, and I think yeah, that should answer it. Okay, so let's move on to the next question. So now we will speak about our expectations as a cadet. So yeah, so Alex will ask you the first question. So what were your expectations when you were a cadet? Like what were your expectations from the ship or the company as a cadet?
Actually speaking, मेरा कोई expectations नहीं था. But yeah, the thing is कि I did expect that it was my first time traveling. So merchant navy, we all know that we travel a lot. So मेरा expectations था कि मेरे को shore leave मिलेगा, थोड़ा बहुत shore leave मिला तो I would be happy enough. Like थोड़ा बहुत countries देखने मिलेगा.
Okay, as a cadet, I had expectations that there will be less work on the ship. Plus, I'll get more shore leaves, but it could not happen because we had corona situation and all 7 months I did not get even a single shore leave. एक भी shore leave नहीं मिला. But my friend Alex, he got some 4-5 shore leaves because he was on a bulk carrier. And yeah, also I thought like I'll get unlimited internet access, like every cadet thinks he'll get, but I only got 50 MB a month, and this bugger got 100 MB a day.
Let's keep that for a next point.
So yeah, that's it. Like you can't expect, like Alex said, you can't expect anything on the ship. You just have to come with an open mind. Whatever you get, you have to take it.
Okay, I did not have any kind of expectations, but my parents did. So my mom had an expectations like he अच्छा नींद मिलेगा बंदे को, crew might be, you know, the crew अच्छा रहेगा basically, the working environment should be good. Nothing is like that. I mean, crew अच्छा था, working environment is hot and you have to get out of your comfort zone and then you need to adjust. But if you have the passion, then everything is fine. So yeah, the crew was good. At least for me, teachers were like my teachers. They were asking me questions which not only enhanced my practical knowledge but also my theoretical knowledge, gave me good concepts and stuff. That is a different story altogether. So these were some of the expectations, but what we want you to know is कि you should expect nothing from a ship. Basically nothing. No shore leaves, nothing. You're going there for gaining experience, you're going there for working. So always keep an open mind. That's what I learned from my experience. Having an open mind is the biggest thing you can keep, because it's going to teach you a lot. You can learn everything from anyone. Like basically you can learn small things also from everyone, no matter what the rank is. That's what I learned. Yeah, so these were the expectations. Now we'll talk about the first time on board. Okay, so it is like the first time. You know why it is called a first time? Because first time is always a memorable experience. Is that even a word? Memorable? No, right? So it was like a memorable experience. Yeah,
No, that's the word.
Okay, first we'll go with Sumit and let him share the experience. What was his experience like?
Okay, Alex, for me, first time on board was a very harrowing experience. Like as a cadet, you always think about having captain, chief engineer, all these imaginary characters on board. But when you actually come on board and see them work, it's like a dream come into reality or something like that.
Yeah,
I mean, those are real characters coming out of a play or something. So yeah, that was something new for me. And also my ship was just 183 meters, and as you can imagine, small ships have extremely bad rolling thing going on. Mine was around 17 to 18 degrees in the starting. I was a kid who always had motion sickness, so I can't travel on buses, I can't go on the giant wheels, but I can sail a ship.
Yeah.
Okay, and the first month was very bad. Like I used to vomit like,
देखो सी सिकनेस हुआ था.
yeah, बहुत ज़्यादा यार. सी sickness तो बहुत ज़्यादा हो गया था. Like 4-5 times a day I used to vomit. And once the crew got to know कि पांच साहब is not well, you know, they started giving their own advice, like पांच साहब थोड़ा बाहर जा, थोड़ा हवा खा ले, पांच साहब थोड़ा सी वाटर पी ले, ठीक हो जाएगा. पांच साहब.
Work like the sea water thing.
Yeah, it actually worked in my case. Like the cadet in my ship, he just asked me like, "पांच साहब fire line से sea water पी ले, ठीक हो जाएगा." I was like, I could take any advice that anybody gives me at that moment of time because I was in pain. So yeah, I took that advice and it worked for me. And also captain said कि chief cook पांच साहब के लिए खिचड़ी बना पापड़ के साथ. So that also worked for me. Like instead of having some heavy food, khichdi is a very light food and it fills your stomach actually. You feel full, and I don't know. Like it took me a month to adjust, but once I got adjusted to it, like any amount of rolling it, I didn't give a shit. Like I just used to walk crooked or something like that, just trying to balance my body off the things. So that motion sickness thing was controlled. Another thing that we seafarers face is homesickness. Homesickness तो बहुत होता था starting में. Alex, तुझे भी हुआ होगा?
Homesickness हुआ था. Starting a few days, basically when I first boarded the ship, I did not see a ship in my life. Okay, the first time it was like, oh, it's a huge, vessel, like पूरा steel वाला. It was a totally different feeling. Once I boarded, once I settled down, सब सामान वगैरह सब सेट करने के बाद लगा कि हाँ कुछ डिफरेंट जगह पे आया हूँ. द वर्क वॉज टू मच. आई वॉज ट्राइंग टू एडजस्ट. आई वॉज ट्राइंग टू डू माई बेस्ट एंड इट वॉज एग्जॉस्टिंग. द फर्स्ट डे आई स्लेप्ट लाइक अ बेबी. Like it was so damn, like that's the best sleep I ever had. इतना थकने के बाद जो नींद आती है ना, I swear. So there was this thing on the second day when we were leaving India for the first time. I joined from India, so that was the biggest advantage due to this COVID thing. Once I was leaving from India, like there was, we had Jio का SIM. I was having Indian network. Basically Jio का SIM था, and जैसे ही Indian water से cross हुआ network चला गया. So that moment was like, अरे now something is going to happen. I was going far away from the home and थोड़ा बहुत feel hurt हो रहा था because internet कम था, ज़्यादा बात करने नहीं मिल रहा था, time zone change होने वाला था. So I was like speaking to this motorman and I told him, मेरे घर से बहुत far आ गए, दूर आ गए. So he was like, अभी तो सिर्फ कुछ दूर आए भी नहीं, अभी तो आधा घंटा भी time difference नहीं हुआ. That moment I did not understand what was he talking about, but now I do understand what was he talking about. So yeah, थोड़ा बहुत homesickness होता है. This was a little experience that I had. The second point we have is like the people and the working environment. People, well, let's talk about people. This is the main aspect because these are the people whom you are going to stay with for the rest of the 6 months of your tenure. So, and being a cadet, you should have good teachers, right? So it's not always good, it's not always a beautiful experience. For me it was a very good experience. My second engineer was very good. He taught me everything from scratch. He gave me good concepts. My third engineer, he was also a good guy. Because he was always asking me like some twisting type of questions which added few concepts in my brain. I was also enthusiastic. See, unless and until you are not enthusiastic, people are not going to ask you questions, or people are not even going to bother you. So it's you as a cadet, you should have that grin in you to ask questions. So until unless you don't take your initiative, it's not going to happen. For me it was all good. Okay, starting में they test you. Okay, ऐसा नहीं है कि starting से ही आपको 5 साल है, ऐसा कुछ नहीं होता है. ठीक है, starting से they'll test the hell out of you. They'll tell you to clean that, they'll tell you to clean this, they'll tell you to go up and down. Hundreds of times they'll tell you to go up and down. वो cabin से manual लेके आ, ये लेके आ. You're a junior, right? So this is going to happen. मेरे साथ experience, okay, ये सब चीज़ें हुआ, but then I managed, and people knew that this guy has a potential, तो लोग ने मेरे को सब अच्छे से treat करना शुरू कर दिया. But was it the same case with Sumeet? Let's know. Like,
Okay, somehow they got to know I was the first ranker, and I was made to mop for a week. And yeah, it's cool. I mean, I used to make coffee for them, I used to mop for them. But then yeah, like, it's a part of your journey, you know. Like, being a junior, once you inculcate that cleaning ability, once you become a accountable officer on board, yeah, you get to keep it with you, right? You get to be a cleaner guy. So it's not always a bad experience that counts. Yeah, but my second engineer was not that good. As Alex said, he got a good second engineer, but my second engineer was not that good. I mean, he used to not involve me in much of his activities. I learned much of the stuff from my third engineer and fourth engineer, who were very good. They taught me very well. And yeah, I mean, yeah, everybody is not the same, you know. You can't expect every senior to be same. So yeah, it depends on the individual, like how they take it. Some take interest in teaching their juniors, some don't. So you can't just, you know, bog down, let them bog you down. Yeah, you just move on. You just learn whatever you can on the way. Everybody has to spend time on board, 6 months. So it's better you learn something on the way. Yeah, that's how it is in our ship. So coming back to connectivity on the ship, as you already know, I had just 100, Alex had just 100 MB per day, and I had 50 MB a month. So you can imagine the vast amount of difference. It's not the same with all the ships. Every ship is different these days. So it depends on the owner, how much net he wants to give you, right? How much connectivity he wants on the ship. So yeah, I had that much. So we fortunately had that no root firewall app, which closes all the other apps you can close, and just you can use WhatsApp text messages for conveying whatever you had to say to your parents or your girlfriend or whatever it is. So yeah, I mean, I could not do video calls or something, but audio calls I think I could have done 10 minutes and then it would be over for a month, you know. That's all you can get in 50 MB. So, and mine was a product tanker, so every 7 to 10 days you would reach a port. You could take a port SIM for $10. They would give you around 1 or 2 GB internet. Yeah, it's expensive when compared to India, but you have no option there. So you buy it, you talk to your whatever it is, girlfriend or parents or
your loved ones.
Your loved ones. Yeah, your loved ones.
Yeah, you had.
Not everybody loves them. Yeah, fine.
We spoke about the internet. I would like to add a few points in it. The speed which you get, even though I was getting 100 MB per day, that sounds a lot. That isn't actually, but yeah, comparatively to him, I was way getting too much, and it was better internet comparatively to him. The thing is speed बहुत खराब है. It's like if you were to upload an Instagram post, it would take around 5 to 7 minutes just to upload a single picture. It is that slow. You'll get around 10 KB per second. It's like that bad speed. Fortunately, voice call used to happen, but let me tell you this: whenever you used to do voice calls, there was a delay in the voice, and that delay basically was a 5 to 8 second ka delay. So if you say hello from one end, it will reach 8 seconds later to there. So it was a hectic thing going on. So if you have a girlfriend, God be with you, man, seriously. Okay,
May the 4th be with you.
okay, so the another point we have is time zones. So basically, what exactly do we mean by time zones? So whenever the ship is crossing between countries, it's crossing 2 different time zones, so the clock and the time is affected. So we adjust that time with the help of retarding or advancement in the clocks. So, and whenever we retard the clocks, we get 1 hour extra or half an hour extra. Basically we get extra time, and that extra time we use it for sleeping. You might thinking ये लोग क्या extra time मिला है, कुछ productive करोगे? नहीं करना है productive, सो that. You don't know how beautiful it is to sleep on board. And whenever you get time, you do rest. ज़्यादा स्मार्ट नहीं बनना है, एक्सरसाइज नहीं करनी है, कुछ नहीं करना है, जस्ट जाके सोना है. दिस इज़ माई एक्सपीरियंस, पर्सनल एक्सपीरियंस. आई डोंट नो वेदर सुमित के साथ क्या हुआ रहेगा, बट या
totally agree with this. I mean, yeah, I mean, you should work also, but as engineers, we get very less time to sleep because there are so many alarms in the engine room, so many things you have to do in the engine room. That's why I think whenever you get time to sleep or chill, I think you have to chill, max chill.
सेकंड इंजीनियर के सामने ये नहीं बोलना है कि अरे मेरे को थोड़ा कल मैंने एक्सरसाइज किया, ये सब कभी बोलना नहीं है पर्सनल एक्सपीरियंस के हिसाब से. But yeah, it's no personal thing, but I'm telling you this is kind of a joke, but yes. Okay, so we'll be talking about engine rooms. The engine room temperature is about 40 to 45 degrees, and in summer if your blower is not working, like on my ship the blower was not working, it went to 54 degrees Celsius for some reason. And whenever you used to go out in the engine room, walk around, you will sweat like hell, you lose water. So the best part is you always drink Tang. That's the best experience I had, and all my seniors told me that, and it definitely works. Okay, the work experience in the engine room, it's like very hectic, to be very honest. बहुत hectic होता है, बहुत काम रहता है इंजन रूम में. जहाज़ नया रहेगा तो बात अलग है, बट जहाज़ पुराना रहेगा तो बहुत काम रहता है. मेरा शिप 16 years old था, एंड देन आई यूज्ड टू हैव अ लॉट ऑफ वर्क. मशीनरी ब्रेकडाउन, मोस्टली ब्रेकडाउन मेंटेनेंस ही होता था. सो बल्क कैरियर था, मोस्टली ब्रेकडाउन एक्सपीरियंस होता था, एंड देन इट वाज टफ. बट यू नो, एज अ जूनियर you should ask for these things. It helped me clear my exams in one go because of these matters. Like, it was fun. You get to see all the theoretical knowledge being used or utilized practically. So that's the best thing that could happen. And try to get involved. As a cadet, I would just give you an advice. Whenever कोई चीज़ खोल रही है, just make I know कि कभी time नहीं मिलता है, but just try to go and watch कि at least हो रहा क्या है. Just try to take pictures if you can, and then later on ask. That's the whole point. Working environment very hectic, especially. It's not for everyone. I'm telling you right now, it's not for everyone. But for the people who are passionate about it, it's totally for them. Okay. What all we have? Seasickness you covered. Work routines is like being a cadet. You should wake up before everyone. Okay, and then you need to go down, take a round, report to second engineer, then you go for your breakfast. Then there's a meeting where second engineer is going to allot a specific work for you. You will be working under him directly, so it is very important to be humble, try to learn things, be enthusiastic about it. Just don't be too enthusiastic, otherwise people are going to give you work, and there is no kami of work on board. Especially just try to obey your seniors and you'll be fine. That's fine. So this was about it. We covered everything about like first time experience, शोर लीव्स के बारे में इसके पास बोलने के लिए कुछ नहीं है, मेरे पास बहुत है बोलने के लिए. But yeah, I'll talk about few things. The first time visiting a different country was a very fabulous experience. It was December, it was Christmas time, and I was in Japan. And my second engineer told me, do you want to come out? Like, do you want to go for a shole? I was like hell excited. I was like, yeah, hell yeah. And it was outside, it was -2 degrees, and I was not bothered about that. कभी experience नहीं किया -2 degrees. I was bothered about going out in a different country. So I did not wear that warm clothes. I just wore a jacket and then I went out, and I regretted it till the very moment. But it was totally fun. I recorded that videos, but I did not put it anywhere. But you get that feeling that you're in a different country. You get to meet new people. You get to learn things. Basically, that is a fun experience, man. Everybody should have that. And a big part of advice is like being a cadet. If you're getting a chance to go out in a different country, take it. No matter what, take that chance. You won't get that again. See, being a cadet is the only person who is not responsible for anything on board. So if you're getting a chance for a shore leave, just take it. You're not going to regret it, and seriously man, enjoy. Because यही moment है, cadet है, responsibility नहीं है, पैसा आ रहा है, going out, you are being taken care of. Being a cadet, एक और चीज़ अच्छी होती है कि you don't have to pay for like anything. The seniors are going to help you out. That's the rule basically in merchant navy. I did not pay for anything, and I'm going to keep this legacy on. I'll not let my junior pay for anything. It's kind of a thing, like a thing in merchant navy. So enjoy, man. If you're getting a shore leave, just enjoy. Okay, that was about the shore leave. And now the next parameter we have is the mistakes you do as a cadet. Okay, so let Sumeet talk about mistakes first. Even we all do mistakes. Let us see what advice he has for you.
One must not shy away from admitting that he doesn't know something. Having said that, one must not do many fuck ups on ship, because there is no reset button on the ship. So yeah, as a cadet you are expected to do some mistakes, but you should learn from them. Like, as a cadet I have done many mistakes. Like, I have kept the incinerator open, I have overflowed a few times, but that is all a learning experience, right? Now I know what to do, what not to do, to close the scavenge drain tank wall. So yeah, there are many things that we learn as a cadet, you know. We get firings from our seniors, but we should take it sportively, like yeah, I mean that's all. I mean हम कोई ये नहीं है ना, ऊपर से आए हुए लोग नहीं है, हम सीख के ही आगे बढ़ते हैं ना, तो ऐसे सीख के आगे बढ़ते रहना चाहिए। हाँ, लेकिन बहुत ज़्यादा फकअप भी नहीं करना चाहिए, वैसे करोगे तो फिर शिप में रहना आपको मुश्किल हो जाएगा, सैक कर दिए जाओगे। तो थोड़ा दिमाग ठिकाने पे रखना है, थोड़ा काम बराबर से करना है, सब ठीक हो जाता है इन द एंड। एवरीबडी लर्न्स। आई थिंक एलेक्स ऑल्सो हैज़ सम एक्सपीरियंस ही वुड लाइक टू शेयर अबाउट दिस।
लाइक या द ओवरफ्लोइंग थिंग, हाँ मेरे से भी हुआ था। एक टैंक ओवरफ्लो हो गया था बेसिकली, एंड इट वाज अ टोटली पैनिक सिचुएशन आउट हियर बिकॉज आई हैव नेवर सीन सच थिंग हैपनिंग। इट वाज इन इंजन रूम ओनली बेसिकली। तो स्लज टैंक मेरे से ओवरफ्लो हो गया था गलती से। द थिंग वाज आई वाज नॉट अवेयर अबाउट द हेड एंड आई वाज ड्रेनिंग अ टैंक फ्रॉम द टॉप एंड मैं साउंडिंग ले रहा था एंड द ऑयल स्टार्टेड कमिंग आउट फ्रॉम द साउंडिंग पाइप। सो इट वाज अ वेरी ब्रूटल एक्सपीरियंस फॉर मी. But my seniors were very cautious about this thing because the oil could have been hot and I could have been burned, and that would have been a totally bad situation. So the seniors were more worried about these knowledgeable things because I was not aware that the oil could be hot, right? So basically whenever you're trying to do some tasks, just engage your brain beforehand. This is what we were taught in college. Sometimes what happens when you start to spend time on the ship, you try to be you become overconfident because you're doing the same task again and again and again. So you try to become overconfident. Just don't let that happen. Whenever you're doing a small or very very basic task, just try to involve your brain first and then try to engage, because see, if you do a major fuck up, then the things might get very bad for you, and especially you are not responsible, but the person, your seniors are responsible, right? The second engineer would get firing. So therefore you should take the criticism in a constructive way. Don't let it harm you, but it is for your own good. Just try to understand that. Alright, so these were some of the mistakes, and ये चीज़ों से बच के रहना. The scavenge drain tank, when you are transferring oil from one tank to the other, just be very cautious and take soundings properly. That's the cadet's work, to take sounding. Don't do any kind of changes in the sounding tanks, just take soundings properly. These are my advice as a cadet. बाकी का things you will learn automatically. There are a lot of things you can learn by seniors only. By just observing also you can learn. The ship is a totally different experience. So that's the mistakes. The only thing we would like to tell you is that keep an open mind and engage your brain. That's the main thing. Before engaging anything, just keep your mind alert. That's the thing. Now we almost covered everything. Now we have the last few points left. That is the sign off. The first point is like the sign off.
Yeah, so sign off is one of the most important and happy part of your sea life. So what happens is, it's a general human tendency that even people who are in the prison, they do it. Like they just do cross marks. When will that D-Day come? Like, and when it finally comes, you get that announcement from the public address system that like all off-signers come on the starboard side of the ship, come on the bridge, collect your documents, and the boat is waiting on the starboard or port side, whatever. So that is one of the most happiest moment. Like the gangway is lowered down and you are expected to board the supply boat or something like that. That is one of the best experiences you can ever. बहुत खुशी होती है अंदर से जब पता चलता है कि घर जाने वाले हैं, फैमिली से मिलने वाले हैं, शिप का लाइफ जाने वाला है. बट फिर ये भी होता है कि मतलब शिप के अगर लोग अच्छे हैं और तुम्हारा एक्सपीरियंस अच्छा हुआ है, देन यू स्टार्ट थिंकिंग कि अरे यार इनको भी छोड़ के जाना है, ऐसा वैसा. बट यू स्टार्ट मिसिंग देम ऑल्सो. बट देन it's a part of shipping. I mean ये तो एक सेल से ही हमको पता चल गया कि क्या एक्सपेक्ट करना है, क्या नहीं करना है. वैसे तो एक ही शिप किया है हम दोनों ने, लेकिन अभी आगे जाके भी मतलब ये सब रूटीन हो जाएगा हम लोग के लिए, तो वो है. पर हाँ, मतलब डबल माइंड्स रहता है, एक तरफ खुशी होती है, एक तरफ दुख भी होता है. So yeah, that's all about the sign off. Alex, would you like to share something?
I did spend a lot of time on board. It was like 11 months on board due to COVID, and my sign off had been cancelled twice. So it was like I was longing for sign off. Kab hoga, and finally when it was here, I was totally very happy for that. The last night I couldn't sleep. I was so happy that I couldn't sleep. जैसे ही 7 o'clock हुआ सुबह, पब्लिक एड्रेस सिस्टम पे अनाउंस हुआ कि ऑल ऑफ साइनर्स प्लीज़ गेट रेडी विद योर लगेज एंड एवरीथिंग. आई रश्ड माई वे टू द गैली. सबसे बात हुआ. आई वॉज हैप्पी. पीपल वर हैप्पी. I ate my breakfast as soon as possible, packed my luggage, brought the luggage to the gangway. You know, our ship was a bulk carrier, so crane से जब luggage जो sign off वाली boat होती है उसमें transfer हो रहा था, and I was like the most happy person. 11 months, you can imagine, almost a year I was on board, and now it was time for me to go home. My family was way excited than me. Like, हाँ यार इतने साल के बाद. It was like a good experience only. It was a totally different experience. You have money with you, now you're going home, you're going to spend a lot of money, etc. It was a good experience to be all. It's a great feeling. Everybody has this unique feeling of sign off at every time, not only the first time, any time. Like, okay, this was our experience of sign off. Now the sixth point we have over here is the competency exams. Like after coming home, you just cannot go back to the ship again as a junior engineer. So you need to give your competency exams. You need to become 4th engineers. Then you need to go back to the ship. You need to be promoted. For that, you need to have these exams. It is known as Certificate of Competency or Class 4 exams, 4th engineer exams. We have cleared those exams, and we would like to share our experience. How was it like? Okay. And so let's begin. Yes, of course, I'll let Sumit start with this.
So class 4 exam is the set of 10 exams that we have to give, 6 written and 4 oral exams. So written exam is like monotonous, like you can just give it and clear it, like it's not that big a deal. The problem is oral exams, because one can really not expect what set of questions that surveyor may ask, and the mind state of the surveyor or your luck, I don't know. It was mixed experience for me, because yeah, I mean, I logged in at 9:30. I was told to log in at 9:30, and that surveyor came at around 12:30.
It was
So
online, right?
yeah, it was online during our time. Now I think it has changed to offline mode. So yeah, so I logged in at 9:30 and he came at 12:30. So 12:30 I was like at 12 only I was like I hadn't had my breakfast, and I was like what I'll answer and all that stuff. And 12:30 suddenly he's like Sumeet Juvatkar. Then I had to just like be attentive and then start answering his questions also were like a good level, and I answered few, I didn't answer few. Then he passed me in one subject, he kept kept on hold the other subject, so I had to give it the alternate month. So yeah, it was a good experience for me, but in the end we both cleared it. So yeah, that's all about class 4 examination. There are so many things I can tell you about class 4, but that we'll keep it on the next podcast, specifically on class 4 examinations. So Alex, you would like to share something about class 4?
See, yeah, as you told, we will talk about class 4 in a different video. We don't want to make this video too long, but sharing a journey in becoming 4th engineers, this was the best feeling than sign off, basically. As soon as we had our exams online. So surveyor आके बोला, see, the surveyor won't tell you instantly कि you are pass करके. Okay, he'll make you wait outside for 15-20 minutes. He'll keep you on hold, and after 15-20 minutes, suddenly his screen चालू होएगा and he's like, Alex, you're there. Like, yeah, you're passed, and they'll cut off. He won't even give you a chance for anticipating that feeling or something like that. So once I knew that I was passed, I was way happy. I jumped off my bed and everything, It was a very beautiful experience for me. Of course, you're becoming an officer, so what do you expect? Like, it is a different kind of feeling. It's a good feeling. Basically, the only advice I would give you for clearing your competency exam, like, was being humble and being confident. That's the most important aspect of giving these exams. These are surveyors, okay? You can't just bullshit around in exams. They know everything. You don't try to bullshit them. If you don't know, just say don't know, and they understand because you're a class 4 engineer. Just try to be humble and try to be confident enough. Knowledge is there. And the most important thing, what I learned is having that communication skills. If you can't communicate, you can't just say like stuff. And apart from all this stuff, luck पे भी है, and उसके ऊपर भी है. उसका mood नहीं रहेगा, so I don't think so he's going to give you anyways. And I'm not the first one to say this. This is coming from many generations like that. Even professors also tell us कि 99% is this all exams is based on luck करके. But then what is luck if you can't even answer one single question, right? So study hard and you will be there for it. So this was like the exam point of view. But yes, if you want to know more about it, we are going to make a video. But if you would like to know your points, what do you want to know about, apart from you'll get all this knowledge ka stuff, you'll find it everywhere, PDFs and everywhere, you'll find it everywhere. What we are going to share is what was our experience like in clearing, what eventually when we used to talk with the surveyor, what all the feelings we had, how did we counteract him, how did we answer his questions. So we are going to talk about that point of view, not the knowledge, because knowledge, there are a lot of books you can refer, there are a lot of classes you can refer, and eventually you can study those. But we are going to talk about our experience about it. Okay, so this was about it, and we have almost covered everything. Now the last point is the future of this field.
Yeah, so regarding the future of this field, we have been now stuck in a loop. We know where we are going. Like, we just cleared class 4 examinations, and in the coming 12 months we'll be eligible to give class 2 examinations. So I think we both will be aiming for that, like complete your sailing time of 12 months and then give class 2 and then be chill about it. But as I speak of being chill about it, after clearing class 2, I think we'll give class 1 examination also, and then that process will repeat, extra chief engineer exam and all that. I don't know where it'll go, but as long as we are fit to sail, I think we both will sail. Like, our life is caught up between so many courses, sailing and then giving all these examinations. So as long as we are fit for sailing, we'll be continuing sailing, and I think that's all Alex's goal too, right? Yeah. Alex, you would like to add something?
I think we have covered everything. Most of the points we have covered. We talked about cadetship, we talked about our expectations, we talked about our first time on board, the show leaves and everything. Then we talked about the mistakes that we made as cadets and what not should be done. We talked about sign off, we talked about COC exams. We did not cover what you need to study about it. You will find it online, but we shared our experience. How was it like? And it was decent enough, I guess. The only point that you should remember in COC exams is like, be humble and be confident, and do not argue with surveyor. If you don't know, just say don't know. That's the main point you should remember. Trust me, it works. And yes, the future of this field, as I said, there are a lot of job opportunities in this field. You just need to focus on your exams. As soon as you clear your exams, your pathway is open. Eventually, we are also 4th engineers, we are still figuring out, but this was our experience basically from the point of being cadet to the point of clearing the class 4 examination and becoming officially MEO class 4 officers.
So if you do like this video, please give it a thumbs up, like, share and subscribe, and you can also comment down your questions if you have any.
Please do that. Comment down your questions. We need input from you so that we would get to understand what do you want exactly, right?
And we are here to give you extremely raw information, and because we have sailed on the ship, I think we are credible enough to give you extremely what happens on the ship, like be as real as possible in our vlogs.
Right. Especially cadets, if you have any questions, we are here for you. Just try to try to ask, okay? We'll be sharing our IGs and our Twitter accounts below in the description. You can DM us for any questions below. Right? So I would like to end this podcast over here. I would like to thank Sumit for doing this with me, and that's it. See you next time. Bye. Peace.